So I think the thing that's lacking is consistent information at levels where people actually understand it. When someone mentions terms like indica sativa, I understand where their education level lies just by them using that term. If they call it weed or grass, that gives me an understanding of where they're at. So how do we bridge that education gap to get the people that are using the terms either improperly or inappropriately to a place where we all can understand? I mean, we all had to start with the ABCs at one point when we started learning how to read. Well, legitimately learning the ABCs of cannabis in a way that a police officer is going to learn different than a lawyer is going to learn. A doctor is going to learn differently than a high school teacher. How do we bridge that gap and standardize the education in a way that can be replicated? I literally, to try and find information on brain injury and cannabis was literally like finding a needle in a haystack. And it wasn't easy to find, and it wasn't easy to understand pot was cannabis. I thought that medical cannabis was some magical potion of the plant, not understanding that's the same shit like from Bubba down the street. So,
Exactly.
and again, we don't know what we don't know. And I definitely didn't know. And so I think of all the doctors trying to, we fault them for not wanting to prescribe it or recommend it. But at the end of the day, they don't know it. They don't understand it. As a nurse, I didn't understand it. I was not taught about an endocannabinoid system. There should almost be like a sampling of cannabis for police officers, for healthcare providers, so that they understand it's not heroin. Like, just because someone is using a dab rig doesn't mean that it's the same as crack cocaine. These are education levels that we have to get down to basics and really teach people in a way that masses can understand, not just like the people here don't need to necessarily learn the level I'm talking about, but I'm talking about the people that don't know what they don't know.
Right. No, you're correct. And there definitely needs to be a new way of explaining what cannabis is about without the fear, without the stigma. Because a lot of this the information that we don't have comes from turning a blind eye to it for over a century and going, it has no value whatsoever. It's a criminal activity, stay away from it. Why would we teach this? But we'll get there. We need to bridge into it being a part of plant sciences. When we learn about that in school, it needs to be a part of plant science. We need to talk about the endocannabinoid system. Why not? Why are we not learning about these things in biology? Why are our junior high school kids not learning about this? Why are our high school kids not learning about these things? We need to make these types of changes. So that's spot on. Pam, you have a question or something else to add?